Some cars are built to impress. Some are built to dominate. And then there are cars like the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, built to quietly remind the world that limits were always optional. This isn't a hypercar chasing records with drama and noise. This is a machine that broke the 300 miles per hour barrier, and then acted like it was just another day at the office. Let's start where intimidation begins, the front. From the front, the Chiron Super Sport looks deceptively calm. The iconic horseshoe grille is still there, but everything around it feels stretched, refined, and purposeful. The headlights sit sharp and precise, almost conservative for a car capable of nearly 500 km per hour. Large air intakes channel massive airflow toward the radiators, because cooling a quad-turbo W16 at full speed is less about style and more about survival. The carbon fiber bodywork is sculpted for efficiency, not aggression. This isn't screaming for attention, it's conserving energy for violence later. Even standing still, the nose feels heavy with intent, like it already knows how fast the horizon is about to disappear. Move to the side profile, and the Super Sport truly separates itself from the standard Chiron. The body is longer, smoother, and more stretched, adding nearly 25 centimeters at the rear. This isn't cosmetic. This extended tail dramatically improves aerodynamic stability at extreme speeds, allowing the car to stay planted when most vehicles would simply lose their grip on reality. The signature Bugatti C-line remains, slicing through the doors like a blade, guiding airflow into the engine bay. Massive wheels fill the arches, lightweight alloys wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires specifically engineered to survive speeds most tires will never see in a laboratory. The proportions are perfect in a terrifying way. Wide, low, and impossibly composed. It doesn't look fast, it looks inevitable. Now step inside, and the mood changes completely. The interior of the Chiron Super Sport is where absurd performance meets handcrafted luxury. Everything you touch feels intentional. Machined aluminum, polished carbon fiber, and leather stitched with microscopic precision. This is not a stripped-out race car. This is a private jet that happens to accelerate harder than gravity. The seats are sculpted for high-speed stability, holding you firmly without feeling aggressive. In front of you, a minimalist digital display gives you only what matters: speed, power, and control. Bugatti understands something most manufacturers don't. When you're traveling at 400 km per hour, distraction is the enemy. And yes, there are comforts. Climate control. Premium sound. Even storage space. Because apparently, going nearly 300 miles per hour doesn't mean giving up civilization. Move to the rear, and this is where the Super Sport shows its true character. The long tail tapers elegantly, with vertical LED light bars stretching across the width, clean, futuristic, and unmistakably Bugatti. The massive rear diffuser manages airflow like a precision instrument, while the quad exhaust outlets sit unapologetically exposed. This rear design isn't about drama. It's about stability at speeds where air itself becomes a physical obstacle. The Super Sport doesn't need a massive wing screaming for attention, it relies on physics, engineering, and confidence. And now, the heart of the monster. Underneath that carbon fiber shell lives one of the most insane engines ever put into a production car. An 8.0-liter quad-turbocharged W16, producing 1,600 horsepower and 1,600 Newton-meters of torque. Let that sink in. Power is sent through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission to all four wheels, allowing the Super Sport to launch with brutal efficiency. 0 to 100 km per hour happens in around 2.4 seconds, but honestly, that number feels almost irrelevant here. This car wasn't built for traffic lights, it was built for history. The real headline? A top speed of 490 km per hour, 304 miles per hour, electronically limited for safety, because apparently even Bugatti believes in boundaries, sometimes. At those speeds, the Super Sport isn't loud or chaotic. It's eerily stable. The suspension adapts in real time, the aerodynamics flatten the car to the road, and the steering remains calm, as if the car is gently reminding you that panic is unnecessary. And here's the quiet irony. This is one of the fastest production cars ever made, yet it feels composed, refined, and almost polite. Like a billionaire wearing a tailored suit instead of flashing gold chains. The Bugatti Chiron Super Sport isn't about proving a point anymore. It already did that. It exists to show what happens when engineering has no budget, no deadlines, and no fear. A car so fast that arguing about speed becomes pointless, because there's nothing left to compete with. And maybe that's the most intimidating thing of all. Not the power. Not the speed. But the fact that Bugatti built this, and made it look effortless.